Hey, welcome to the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast with me, Iona Meade, the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. So welcome to today's episode. We're going to be talking about environmental freedom because it's Thursday. And so environmental freedom for me as a spiritual entrepreneur, as a light worker, finding that light work and lifestyle balance, I'm going to talk about, as I do every single Thursday as I come live on this YouTube podcast, teaching online and traveling while we teach. Who doesn't want to travel and see the world, right? In order to do that, and I actually found out yesterday that one of my nephews, actually went traveling about a month and a half ago, and I didn't even know. And he's doing Mexico or something. He did Mexico, and he's doing part of America. I'm like, oh, good for you. Give up the home, all the things. His girlfriend can work online from anywhere. Absolutely amazing. So I love that. And so it's not just as spiritual entrepreneurs, it's just that sense of freedom, especially, what's gone on in the world over the last few years with everything that's gone on in the last few years, right? The awakening. And people are seeing a new perspective and just having that freedom. And I love it. So teaching online, are you teaching online? Are you someone who has got passive income streams in place, who's got a course in place, who's got self-study in place, who can work remotely, who doesn't have to rely on the one-on-one? And this has been a transition for me. And I've come back online in August, it's now December, transitioning back into being in business online. And it's given me that perspective of, gosh, wow, just how far I've come. And it's also given me that perspective of just how much I had to do in order to, re-record my teachings and, set that vision to travel while I teach on my vision board. So the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, I'm here to share my journey, my successes, my highs, my lows. This is my video journal, really. And I want to share what has been going on for me, but I also would love to know what's been going on for you this year as we close out 2024. Cannot believe it. Absolutely. Like, it's the 7th of December right now, 2023. And I think, wow, it's going to be 2024. So just wow. If you're ending this year on a high, or whenever you're listening to this, wherever you are in the year, like, well done you for just navigating some rough times. Part of me traveling while I teach and being online is also feeling supported. So today I actually came across, I went into a Facebook group, Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs. I was part of the mastermind before, and I've just joined again. And in there, I saw two ladies posting about networking, which I've got a monthly networking call that I want to get back off. I am getting off the ground wording. And they had this networking call, and I think I mentioned it on a Thursday a few weeks ago, maybe about 3 weeks ago. And I hadn't been on it because I'd been doing other stuff. And today I got on it, and it was absolutely amazing. It was amazing in the sense of the host set the frame for the call, and she was talking about wins and celebrating and not being so stressed. And she was sharing, her experiences, which I'm not going to talk out. But it was just really nice for me to see what it looks and feels like when I'm hosting, because I'm always the host, right? And calling on everyone and everybody waiting their turn, and the mind chatter that comes and all the things. I'm like, oh my gosh, because I'm tough love. I'm like tough on my guys. I'm like, come on, like, I will call you out, like, who's next, and blah, blah, blah. But I hope I make it fun. I'm having a lot of fun. So hopefully my guys have fun when I'm doing it. So it was really cool. And we went into breakout rooms, environmental freedom. So the hosts were teaching online because they've done a video networking call, which I'm seeing more and more people doing, which I'm loving, because that's what I stand for, like calling our soul tribe into our environment, into our world. So they offered that value, held space. We got to meet different people from all over the world. And it was amazing. And then At the end, they offered an opportunity to publish. They're a publishing company, to publish a solo book, and I just absolutely loved it. It's similar to what I'm doing in terms of the networking. For me, it's networking and forming those joint vision partnerships. So we talked about our successes for our networking call for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, and I am forming a space to form joint vision partnerships, like sharing your media kit, sharing your blah blah blah, and sharing what you're doing, what you have coming up, so we can promote each other and cross promote and collaborate. So I'm really excited about that. And then I have the opportunity for you to share your spiritual awakening story in the co-author book series. So I'm just so excited to be able to see in that environment that wasn't my environment, just how positive it was and just how grateful everybody was. There was about 30 people on there. Loved it. It was so nice. So I will be in that environment regularly on a Thursday, and there was lots of newbies on there. There was, in my first breakout room, there was 4 people, and they were new to the call, which was so nice. It was, we all just connected, all just bigged each other up, all celebrated our wins. So that was a nice environment that I was in, experiencing, not only me teaching online, but somebody else teaching. And so that when I am traveling, I can have that networking space, I can hold space, have that networking space. So that was really cool for me. Let me know if you have that support around you, if you are scheduled to come into our next monthly networking call. I'm super excited about it. What else happened? So then I got off that call, and a friend of mine, a soul sister who is in Dubai, she's living in Dubai now. She gave up her environment, her home, and she is doing a different kind of job, but she's like just celebrating her wins from learning a different skill set, really. She's still incorporating what she used to do, but she's learning a different skill set and sharing what she's doing. And she's like, celebrate my win. It was amazing, because I just got off this call that I never would have normally been on. And then she straight away said, celebrate my win. I was like, oh my gosh, like, we celebrate anyway, but like, it's just really, really magical to hear that. And I'm like, yeah. So I want you to celebrate your wins. I'm going to pay it forward and say, what wins are you sharing? A sip of my decaf coffee. What wins are you sharing in your business? Is you're adding to the momentum of traveling while you're teaching online. She's gone out there, she's in Dubai, and I'm like, I'm coming to you. So she's going to be out there, so when I do go over, I'll know someone who's over there. She'll show me the ropes, all the things. I'm like, oh yes, because I had Dubai on my vision for a while, but apparently she's been out there a good few times, and she's having the time of her life. It's not easy, but she's having the time of her life, and she's done it. And I think, wow, it's not perfect, but it's really, really great. So if you just heard that pit patter, it's a dog. What else? So today I was sharing again. So I went into the Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs group, and again, Facebook is not pushing out my stuff, and that's okay. It'll go slower than what it usually does for me. But I had someone raise their hand and say, yeah, I'd be interested in being a co-author and sharing my dark night of the soul. And so we just got on an informal call. I didn't even do an intake form, and I always do an intake form. And I thought, well, she doesn't know me. Let's get to know each other. And she happens to be from my hometown. So big shout out to you. And time synchronicities, 1333. I was talking about a co-author book that I'm being part of, and I'll share with you. The 365 soulful messages, the right guidance at the right time. And we were talking about books, and we were talking about Wayne Dyer, and I said, 3:33 in the morning, Wayne Dyer says, don't go back to sleep. And just the teachings, when people are teaching, I haven't met Wayne Dyer, she hadn't met Wayne Dyer, but your legacy can impact. And we're still talking about the late Wayne Dyer, right? And so I said, I wrote in this book, and my chapter was Time to Turn Your Wounds into Wisdom. And the time was 13:33. I got whispers and guidance from my son and the angel of faith. Then it looks over at the clock and it's 13:33. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, wow. Now on Saturday with the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, I talk about that soul guidance. That is soul guidance, like to the nth degree. As I'm working, as I'm sharing, as I'm inviting co-authors in, because that's all it is, it's an invitation to have a joint vision partnership with every single one of my students. And so there's no pressure, there's no anything like that. I want to hear. And I was saying that every single co-author, I want to share not only their spiritual awakening story, but their business in terms of their gifts. And I'm like, oh, what a space. This is why I came to do what I've done. And so when I was doing the co-author book series before, again, teaching online, positioning yourself as an author and authority, I ended my co-producing partnership. And I was like, oh, this is crazy, because I could have just flown with it. It would have been really successful. We'd have probably had 2 books out by now. But I was like, something feels off. It's not the right time. Right. And so all of the things that I've learned now, I'm like, yes, I feel like the version of me who's not being dragged along and making stuff up as I go along. I still am, but not to that degree. And so now I've launched my own book to #1 bestseller. So I can be in that position, like, yeah, I can help my co-authors, and I've created an environment to teach online the Spiritual Entrepreneurs Bestselling Book Launch Club. Super excited about that, because I know that so many people have books, right? And then when I travel while I teach, I can share it. And so I've just uploaded my Fiverr guy, edited my spine for my paperback for my book. I'm like, come on, dude, please do it today. I had to order another gig, and I'm like, happy to, because he's done loads of edits. And then I was on Amazon. I was like, I'm going to order it today and get it. Well, I ordered a proof copy, because I want to make sure that it's okay. And that proof copy is on its way. So I will do an unboxing. I'm so excited to do that unboxing. Like, not even going to lie, just on your vision board, in your hand. I've written that book, formatted that book, published that book under the Soul Legacy TV press. I'm the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy. I'm like, for it to be my own book, like, that's incredible. Incredible. So when I'm traveling, and this lady had her own book, not self-published, and I'm like, oh gosh, it's just amazing. I can't wait to read her book. I can't wait to read a book. Once she does like a promotion and stuff on it, then we can put it into the that's what I have to get her to do. We'll do that. So yes, that even just so that was my first co-author call that is a new person who I've not ever met. And to be able to get on a call, I think we were on the call a good hour, maybe an hour and a half, I don't know. But to just have that resonance and have that, it's just amazing. When you teach online, like where is she? She's in the UK, somewhere. Not close to me now, though, I don't think. So I'm down south, and I think she's up north. And I just love that. I just think, wow, you can meet people all over the world. And then when I was in a networking group, breakout rooms, people were literally all over the world coming together in a room, in an environment. You know what? When you as a spiritual entrepreneur, as a light worker, when you get out of your own way and you are visible, and you gather your soul tribe, you're allowing them to make connections and having amazing conversations. It's just beautiful when you do literally get out of your own way. I love it, and I cannot wait to gather all of the co-authors. The season we launch on the 6th of May on my son's birthday, and I won't give too many details about the lady, but when we get on and I interview her on book launch day, I just think, wow, and again, traveling while you teach and knowing your stuff, actually going behind closed doors. I paused my business, and I was fostering. So, but I know that I needed to adjust some things before I came back online. And it's taken me so much time. I've got early learning dyslexia. It's taken me time. And again, to those around me, I just look like a crazy person. But I know my stuff, and I know, hey, love, welcome. Thank you for the love. Oh, it says you're on now. I know my stuff, and let me know where you're watching from in the world. Let me know who that is. I know my stuff, but I knew that I had to take time to adjust it to make sure that it's an amazing joint vision partnership for myself and my students, and to support them in the best way that I can to be a #1 best-selling author. And again, I was sharing. Let me know who you are, so I can give you some love back. So I can give each co-author that guidance into sharing their #1 best-selling book, but also in creating a business and a message around their book, and getting their gifts out there. Because the lady that I was speaking to, and again, I won't reveal any details, but confirmed a lot of things about the traditional publishing industry and why I decided to create the Soul Legacy TV Press, public and published YouTube promotions agency, because there's criminal stuff going on, like literally, like, not going to talk about it. We left the conversation there, didn't want to dwell in it, but I definitely got confirmation today on the first call that, you know, where I'm heading is, I don't know why that gives me a reminder after. Oh, it says be ready, and I've gone online. It gives me that reminder of, let's get together and, you know, really collaborate with our book promotions and our launch days and our what have you. That was the ideal call that I couldn't have. The confirmation of was from the same place, hometown. The confirmation to the 1333, like, that's just got to go in my book anyway, and share the stories. Do you know what I mean? Like, absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing. Let's dive into this episode with the 7 Freedoms Frequency. And again, that's spiritual business success and teaching online and traveling. Do you want to travel? Do you want to travel? Because I'm just like, I plunged myself into this spiritual digital nomad stuff, right? And I'm like, I'm just going to go for it. Like, I'm just going to go for it. Now my soul sister's moved out over there. And I'm just like, oh, I'm so ready. Getting the idea of going to Dubai was from a school friend, actually. She's out close to there. And when she mentioned it, I'm like, huh? And now there's all the rage about Dubai. So yeah, love it. All right, so let's dive into the first segment. So the first segment is about how you feel, meaning whether you feel in self-funk or self-flow. Like, it's so easy. It's easy to like beat yourself up. It's easy to talk yourself down. It's easy to say you're not worthy. It's easy to say all those things. I can't travel. I can't teach online. Don't know what I'm doing. Don't know the techie stuff. Are you saying any of that stuff? How do you feel in terms of your environment, in terms of working online, in terms of traveling, in terms of just your immediate environment, in terms of your working space? My working space absolutely looks like a bomb city. It does by Thursday. And usually I'll do a little bit of a tidy up on a Thursday, which I will be doing when I jump off this live. I've had a really productive, amazing day in terms of pushing that needle forward. I've just got a message, pushing that needle forward in terms of networking, having my own support in an environment that I hadn't been in, publishing the paperback version of the book on Amazon. And it all feels really easy as well, because I've learned how to do it. I'm like, oh, I'm still learning along the way. And then calling in a soul client. So the book, the networking, all the things that I have on my vision board. So if you feel in soul flow, what happens is it has that momentum to impact all of the other areas on your vision board, which I know you do. I know you know. So for me, I rate my vibrational frequency every single day, living an intentional life, living in alignment with my values, at between a 1 and 11. So if you were going to rate how you're feeling today, what would you say? 1, soul funk, meh. 11, soul flow, yes. Like, thank you, universe, showing me that soul guidance right through my day. I'm at 11. All right. And so every single day we rate our vibration. And then so at the end of the week, wherever we've dipped, that's where we want to do work on. We're not going to wait until we do that. We're going to talk about visualizing how you launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day, and see how your vision board process actually pulling that in out of your vision and into that vibration, being in vibrational alignment and moving forward on each step. So let's talk about your vision board next in the for the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, and having that spiritual business success. And I heard someone say on their teachings, they were teaching about podcasting, and they were saying that they've been failing at it for ages and blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden they came across the book, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. That's the vision. Begin with the end in mind. So I have a spiritual business vision board challenge that I do annually. I did it in July because I was just coming back online and I wanted to like mark that stake in the ground of this is where I'm starting from. I use my own tools for living an intentional life, and I start with vision, then I journal. This is my video journal. And so I do it annually on the second week of December. So it's coming up in a few days. It's Thursday now. On Monday, I haven't had time to like really promote it and do all the things, but I'm just going to do it anyway because it's mostly for me. But it's also on replay for an entire year for my students, because I ask my students to start with a vision as well. It's pre-sale work in my bootcamp to get really super clear on the vision that you want to have, not only for your environment, your working environment, your living environment, your traveling environment, the planet, like literally doing our bit. And so universe, just all the things. And our environment starts here and here first, right? Connecting mind, body, and soul. And so when we think of our vision board, we bring in all of the 7 freedoms. Hey, welcome. It doesn't say that anybody's on. It says a 0, but I've just got some love. Thank you. We start from our contribution freedom on Monday. I talk about your contribution and the frequency of that. Hey, love. Hey, Sydney. How you doing? It doesn't say that you're on. Thank you for the love. So we're talking about environmental freedom. I've gone off on tangents. I've gone off about a networking call that I had today. I've gone off on the book. The paperback's coming. The proof of the paperback. So excited. I think it is. I'm so excited. I'm going to double check. I'm really excited. No, actually, I've got to get an email confirmation and then it will come. Getting on an enrollment call for a co-author that I didn't even know, and just the synchronicities, all the things. So when we think of our environment, our contribution, now it says it, you're on, our environment for our contribution, we want to bring environment into all of the 7 freedoms. So contribution freedom is on Monday, health freedom is on Tuesday, environmental freedom is on Wednesday. No, emotional freedom is on Wednesday. Today's environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, financial freedom. I think that's it. So bring in environment, like where do you want to contribute? Do you want to contribute online? Do you want to start a YouTube channel? Do you want to have an online teaching portal? Do you want to be featured in the media on TV, radio, podcasts, summits? Do you want to publish articles? Do you want to have a Facebook group? Do you want to have Zoom calls? How do you want your vision to look like for you contributing? I'm super clear on that. And that's why it's manifesting. And I'm able to say yes to the things that move that needle forward and no to the things that do not. And so that's why I'm like, oh yeah, I can give up my home because like it's not where I want to be anyway. I was there for 11 years, never intended to be there for 11 years. Let me tell you, I'm done, like so done. So I was able to say yes, because I want to contribute in magical places, right? So your health, how are you looking after your health? As a spiritual entrepreneur, as a light worker, doing your business and you're doing it online, being in front of the screens, doing all the things. What else are you doing? Are you working? Are you working a different job? Are you caring? Are you, what does it look and feel like for your environment to be able to teach online and to be able to travel online? And if there's a gap, we're going to talk about bridging that gap for you and setting that soul intention. 2024, let's make it happen. So let's talk about your environment versus your and in alignment with your emotions. Excuse me, how you feel about it. So I gave up my home, totally cool about it. In the end, after going through a dark night in the soul and spiritual awakening, burnout, trust me, it was not pretty. Your girl was done. And so I'm like, there's got to be light at the end of the tunnel. I've got to begin with that end in mind. Like, don't get bogged down. And so I went to London. It was awful. It was awful. The environment is just not for me. The city like that is not for me. I'm like, oh no. And we used to party. The friend that I was staying with, we used to party hard in the city. Like, I love partying still, but it just yeah, it just wasn't for me. And so I'm like, okay, move. And I've come back to my second hometown, or my first hometown, I should say. And it feels great. So I'm able to build the business up, record. This is like my niece's dining room that I'm in, and build it so I can have that vision in mind to go out and travel while I teach. And I'm sharing the journey with you. Trusting and having faith rather than fearing is a big, 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 big thing. When you're a spiritual entrepreneur, a light worker, and you want to teach online and you want to travel, it's going to take that leap of faith. I'm not saying do what I did and be a spiritual digital nomad and give up your home and do all the things. I'm just saying that, what is it that you really want to do before you die? Like, literally, like, what is it that you want to do? Like, we're not guaranteed years and years and years. We're just not. So it's now or never. Like, literally, like, I've had so many losses. It's crazy, including the loss of my son 12 days before his 20th birthday, including my brother, one of my big brothers, didn't even get to 35 or 36. I don't know. But like, do you know what I mean? And I'm 50 and he's 5 years older than me. It's crazy. Like, 19 years. Let's go for it. So how we feel about an environment matters. And I'm not saying be pushed and pulled by your environment, but I had to get out of that environment for my own peace of mind. It was taking me down. It was sucking my energy. And we know as empaths, we've got to protect our energy. So environment, bring environment with environment. So again, where are the environments that you're putting yourself on a daily basis? Are you in your inbox absorbing everybody's stuff? Unsubscribe. I always do an unsubscribing before the end of the year or around the end of the year. What are you consuming so much content? Are you in on the socials way more than what you need to be? What environments are you in? I'm not on the socials a lot. Like, I literally don't. When you see me, my light, if you're a friend of mine or you see me on, it's because I'm working. And I was in my group, I was creating the authors and the book readers group. And I was like, just really vibing today. Last night and today, I'm like, download, download, download. Oh, yes. Ready for this call. And sometimes you have that leap of faith to have an enrollment call or a conversation. And all of a sudden you'll get all the things that you need to do before the call. And I did. And then it wasn't all perfect and it didn't need to be. And I love that. I love that. So the environments that I want to be in are, again, pushing that needle forward to traveling while I teach and teaching online. Hello. Environments for relationships. So what relationships do you have around you? Again, Zoom is my friend. StreamYard is my friend. I'm able to be here with you and building those relationships, right? And going in the Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs group. I can't wait to like really smash that, like really like let Facebook unleash the restrictions on me because I've got stuff to say. But what environment are you at forming your relationships online and offline? I've got beautiful relationships around me, and coming back to my first hometown, I'm able to see my daughter and loads and loads and loads of family around, and my niece and stuff, and my sister-in-law, and it's just really nice. I've not seen them loads, but they're there, which is lovely. And then my daughter can like pop in and stuff. It's just really nice. And again, environment, relationships for me, building relationships and being on the dating apps, that's like, is working for me right now. We're in Telegram having a conversation, going to be in the environment, going to go on a date on Saturday, just saying. And it's funny because you're able to create connections through the screen. like real connections, real conversations, like people who are across from you. It's just beautiful. Happy about that. Environmental freedom in terms of spirituality. In terms of the guidance, just the guidance that I had today. What, when you think of your spirituality, do you have like a set place to have a spiritual practice, to meditate, to just how do you have that connection? Environment in terms of finances. I was talking to about this today on my call, and on the networking call as well, about having a space to create that financial freedom. You need to have an environment to be able to create that financial freedom, to hold space for your soul tribe, whether that's on Zoom calls, whether that's in Facebook groups, whether that's in an online teaching portal. If you don't have those environments to pull people in and to teach, then you're kind of screwed. So we want to bring environment into all of the 7 areas. So I will ask you, what are you going to put on your vision board? I've got all of these environments on my vision board. I wanted to have it all. I wanted to have that light work and that lifestyle balance. I didn't want to choose like one area over the other area. I want to have it all. That's why you hear me talking about my health, talking about my emotions, talking about my relationships, telling all my business, because I just don't think enough people do. I think we're too busy hiding behind closed doors thinking that we're the only one. And we're not. We're not. So what's on your vision board? What are you going to put on your vision board? Will you join me for the vision board challenge? I would love that. And again, there's replays at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can hear when I go live, you'll get notified. The next segment is how you launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day. Based on the vision that you want to have and each of these areas, how do you bring them in and merge and have the most magical day? How do you not let your relationships go every day? How do you keep up with your spiritual practices every day? How do you be in environments that you actually want to be in, that you enjoy? How do you, it's cold in this environment, in my t-shirt, not even gonna lie. How do you manage your emotions? How do you feel every single day? Like, it matters, because that's your point of attraction. How are you taking care of your health? I did my V-shred. It's only like 18 minutes, but your girl did it today. I haven't had my vitamins though. Hang on, I'm gonna get my vitamins. Sorry if you like sort of. I'm gonna get my vitamins because that's the trigger. And how do you feel? How are you gonna launch your day in terms of your contribution? All right. So how do you fit that in? We all say, I don't have time. But we all get 24 hours in a day. Like, you don't get any more or any less than anyone else. I don't get any more or any less. And it's a lot. And right now I'm able to do what I'm doing full time. I wasn't when I was, when I was looking after the kids. It was hard. It was rough. I couldn't, like, yet my own children, I had that more light work balance and took them to clubs and out and homeschooled them and did all those things. 3 children under 5, girl was like, oh, wow. And for a year and the whole process, it was a lot. So what are the 1 to 3 actions that you can take to improve your environmental freedom? Right? What are the 1 to 3 things that you can let go of or let in? I know Sydney was doing a lot of letting go in an environment, and I love that. Absolutely love it. All right. So done vision board. We're going to do card, because Keepers of the Light, I've got the book, I've got to lean over, I'm trying not to knock stuff over. Keepers of the Light, I pulled this card for today, and it's called Radha, Soul Flame, which, what is on my mind and the phase that I'm in, I'm loving it. And the cycles, the cycles, I read, where is it? Oh, here it is. Hang on, let me grab this as well. Hang on. I've got lots of stuff around me, and I've got this book. And yesterday I pulled, so this is the Ease, Grace and Flow and the Guidance, right? I pulled Freya. Phases and cycles. There's a beginning with an ending. Illusions are being revealed and released. And then I was reading this book, and she was talking about the law of rhythm. It's called Jordana Levin, Make It Happen, Manifest the Life of Your Dreams. And she was talking about all of the cycles and stuff. And just the seasons. Look, it says the lunar, you can't even read it, the lunar cycle, The seasons, the zodiac, all those things have the universal cycles of law and rhythm. I absolutely love this book. I'm like, I got in the bath. That's how I ended my day. Got in the bath. How we launch, lead, and leave our day. Like spending time, just making time to read or soak and have that self-care, all those things. And I was like, what are the chances of that? Absolutely love it. So we've got Soul Flame. So that's what's on my mind now. And so rediscover a lost part of yourself. Can I get an amen? Experience relationship harmony and healing. I love that. And that's what your girl is after. I will let you know. Right, let me see. Radha. 92, page 92. I'll read it for you guys. I started to read from the Keepers of the Light because I think it's really helpful. And I want to know the meanings as well, rather than just the card. All right, okay. Here we go. The Hindu goddess Radha is the divine feminine counterpart for the twin flame Krishna. She is considered to represent Shakti, the divine feminine and creative spirit of the universal life force. Without the female, the male cannot be created. And for this reason, Shakti is a powerful force that is honored and cherished. Radha is completely devoted to her partner and illustrates the age-old adage behind, I love this. Behind every powerful man is a powerful woman. And I love that because when I featured in the book, Empowered Women of Social Media, I'm probably going to knock some stuff over. Hang on. Oh, wow. When I featured in Empowered Women of Social Media, bear with me while I just like pile up and stack up these books. I'm addicted to books. Empowered Women of Social Media, over 100 women found their voices using the power of social communities. It wasn't called that at first. I bought the domain name Empowered Men of Social Media because I was like, what about the dudes? I really like, we forget the dudes. So behind every powerful man is a powerful woman, but behind every powerful woman is a powerful man. And depending on, your sexual orientation, it doesn't have to be that, but there's somebody that's got your back, right? So she's dedicated to supporting all those who seek relationship harmony and healing. Can I get an amen? At one point, she learned that what it is like to be separated from Krishna. And so she can also bring great healing to those who are suffering the loss of a partner or separation. Extended message: loving union, connection, and relationship harmony are key at this time. Absolutely. All relationships anyway. It's important to remember, though, the relationships won't make you whole. Only your own love can do that. That's what I was been talking about, like shifting my energy around that love. It's like, I don't believe in that whole soppy, well, I love you one minute and I don't love you the next. Love can't be broken. And when we love ourselves, it's not broken. Okay. Hang on. I've just lost it. Oh, you now have opportunities to find lost parts of yourself, maybe sensual aspects or the capacity to cherish yourself. The relationships around you will then begin to reflect the love you have for yourself. Increased romance, love and opportunities to express divine harmony through love are all being apparent in your life. See, when you do the intentional living codes and you do this journaling process, magic happens. Just saying. You deserve divine love, and Radha, with her Shakti presence, is here to awaken this loving connection within you now. So this is for me and this is for you. I love the Keepers of the Light deck. I absolutely love it. Resonates with me. And this card jumped at me today. All right, so we've done the rating, we've done the vision board, we've done how you launch your day, lead your day, we've done what soul guided steps you can take, those soul intentions. We're going to do gratitude, because obviously we want to be grateful. We don't just be like, we want to be grateful. So I'm going to do a quick gratitude. So I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. That's the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast way. We might be happy and grateful for something in the past, something in the present, and something in the predicted future, which is on your vision board. And if you're not grateful, it ain't going to manifest, right? So in order for it, before it manifests, be grateful. So I was grateful for the co-author call, and I was prepping for it last night and this morning. And I'm like, not attached to the outcome, not any pressure. not anything like that. And I'm just so happy and grateful. So when I say contribution freedom, I want to bring in all of the areas of the seven freedoms frequency. So I'm going to bring in contribution. So today, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that I was able to hold space for somebody else's vision who wants to share their spiritual awakening story and be part of the co-author book series. Love it, because it's not just my mission. Happy and grateful and appreciate my physical health, being able to do the workout. Happy and grateful and appreciate my emotions. Just high vibing, smiling throughout the day, laughing so much that my cheeks hurt. And somebody is making me laugh that much that my cheeks hurt every single day. And it's absolutely been magical. So may it long continue. Happy and grateful and appreciate in the environment, Zoom, because I got on Zoom calls to network today and it was brilliant, really great. I didn't even have to host it. I just showed up and I put my Udi on and I just showed up like that as well. I got to speak to different people and just that I wouldn't normally speak to. Happy and grateful for that. Happy and grateful and appreciate relationships forming, different relationships, romantic relationships, relationships with my family, relationships with you guys, relationship with just relationships, like all of them, soul family, soul tribe, soul client, soulmate, all y'all. Yes. Again, that's on my vision board. So I can then say every single year, this was my journey to manifesting. You know, when people rock up on a YouTube video, here's how I manifested my dream life. Here how I manifested my dream husband. Here I manifested. And you're like, dude, it wasn't like a 10-minute video. Like, this is me. Just saying. Happy and grateful and appreciate spirituality, the guidance, 1333. Thank you, Dana. Happy and grateful and appreciate financial freedom. Receiving that from a co-author. Even though the enrollment didn't happen today, it's setting space for the first co-author enrollment call at the end of January, and I'm really excited about it. Just really excited about it. And that I purchased my book today, my own book. Happy and grateful for that. All right, so let's do the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, which is like, again, I've had conversations about this and have conversations about money and have conversations about money blocks and have conversations about not feeling worthy, not feeling wealthy. And part of this Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is for me to support you to move as a light worker from a poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness. If you're going to teach online and travel while you teach, can't be skint, as we say. So it was absolutely epic to bring the words in from my hometown. I love it. And so the Soul Legacy Journal gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. And the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, host at Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. And this is my journaling notebook, which will go with the co-author book series. I want to have my readers and my students be able to take notes. So this is me doing a video version of what I would put in my journal. And so we will do our vibration, we'll do all of the insights, we'll set intentions, we'll share our wins, do all of those things in the journal. So we've got a record of it. So I call it 365 Days of Your Spiritual Awakening Story, a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. Within this process of journaling, I want to support you in raising the vibration of the collective, starting one person at a time, me and you. And so we can only raise our vibration ourselves if we're in fear or doubt or worry or fearing like judgment, fearing criticism, fearing being visible, fearing selling, fear of success, fear of failure. How are we going to build that's not spiritual business success. That's vibrating at the lowest frequencies. Like, no, that is not what we're here for. So the Soul Income Game gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. And you get to spend it on whatever you want to spend it on. You get to tithe 10% to a worthy cause. My worthy cause is Compassionate Friends, which is a charity for bereaved parents, because I am one. I dedicate my work to my son. You find your own worthy cause. Whether you want to mix it up, I'm just staying there because it just helps me to stay grounded and just remember why I'm doing what I'm doing. I dedicate my work to my son and it fuels me. So your worthy cause. And I'm getting involved with the charity as well, actually tithing my time. The lady that runs the charity, I had 2 days of training so I can give back. Yeah, love it. All right. So we want to tithe 10%, write it down in your journal, go and actually have the act of purchasing whatever it is that you want to purchase. Like, let the universe know you're in vibration. You're looking, if you had the money in your wallet, in your pocket, in your bank, you'd go and do it, right? And so we come from the space that all bills are paid. Welcome. All bills are paid, all your taxes are done, all your savings are done for an entire year. So this is play money. What would you spend it on? Do a visual stick. I had when I did my vision board challenge, I had one of the lady in the network, in the Spiritual Businesswoman Network, do a vision board book, and she stuck pictures in the book, so you could do your journal as like a picture book as well. I think it's really amazing. You can get as creative as you want to. So that's the Bank 50K in 50 days, doing it vibrationally first. So this podcast is for me, but it's also for my students. So if you're in the Soul Legacy Academy and you want to come on to, you're a bootcamper or a masterminder, and you want to come on to the monthly 2-hour coaching calls, the 7 Freedoms Frequency call-in gym, we can really journal this process out and really focus on each area of your life. That's what I'm here for. All right. So I'd love for you to come to the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass, Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. This is what I'm sharing with you, to bank 50K in 50 days as one of my students, as not a student, just as a subscriber, just as a watcher, just as a listener, to be in vibrational alignment, to living an intentional life, to commit to living intentionally for 49 days straight. Your vibration will alter, like what you focus on expands, where energy goes, where attention goes, energy flows, all those things, right? Raising your vibration. That's the only thing that you can do. You can't make the universe give you micromanage stuff. You can only raise your vibrational frequency and allow the universe to bring in what you are a vibrational match to. All right. So we're going to do that in the physical world. So the links are in the show notes and the cards in the description. The book that I was listening to today was Atomic Habits. And basically, James Clear, he was talking about, I was listening to it earlier on, and when I listen to it really early, I always forget all of the gold, but I like to implement. And so he was talking about, what did I write down? Oh, about the chapter on how to find and fix the cause of your bad habits. And he used the example of smoking. I used to smoke. Can't even believe I used to smoke. And I was like, when my friend smoked. And then he said, a lot of the people in the room or wherever he was talking, wherever he was saying that how they started was friendships. And a lot of people ended up being able to quit. And so one person shared the book that helped them, again, books transform lives, that helped them to quit. And basically the guy in the book was saying, the author was saying that, you know, what we say to ourselves when we're trying to quit a habit or we're trying to do something new, it's like, well, this is serving me. This is relieving stress. It's not. It's actually damaging your health. This is doing this, and all the thoughts and the feelings around that, then we take those actions. So we want to understand the cause of why we are doing what we are doing. And I love that. I love the Atomic Habits. I was in the Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs Facebook group, and a post came up with, you know, what book changed your life? And so many people had so many books that, and I said Atomic Habits. A lot of people said that. The Alchemist, Richest, what's the one of the Babylon? Richest, I can't remember. Loads of different books. And I'm like, yeah, because it's a small world. When we're publishing books, most people know about, you're going to know one book that I know, that I've read, one author. The world is not as big in our self-development world. And what I want to do is create the space for more spiritual entrepreneurs to publish their books, right? So come to the Spiritual Entrepreneur Bestselling Book Launch Club, because it's lit. Love to invite you to the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, YouTube podcasting partnerships for spiritual entrepreneurs who have a movement. We come together, we co-create, we connect, we collaborate, we cross-promote. If you haven't started a YouTube channel, but you want to, come anyway. haven't started a podcast and you want to come anyway, if you have and you're looking for guests, come anyway. Schedule into that call. It's a monthly networking call. The next one is in January. And yeah, that is it. I think we are all good. I think we are done. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. Thank you for subscribing. I have got more subscribers. I really appreciate you subscribing to the channel and joining me, whether you watch on replay or you listen along on the YouTube, on the podcast, because I will strip the audio out. Again, as always, share your gifts, shine your light. Here's to showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. You are born to serve. Big, 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 big love. Take care.